So what we have here is my baby, the 2019 ZR1, one of one in its actual options and specs, and we'll show you guys what those specs are on this car. And the funny thing is, if I were to build one of these cars right now, I don't think I would change anything that's on this car. So I have a lot of people always asking me, is the car for sale? We've turned down several offers on the car, pretty strong offers. A lot of guys that own dealerships have private collections, and it's one that if I let go, I can never get it back because there's not another one out there quite like it. So as many of you guys know, in the 2019 Corvette, it was the last year for the front engine. As they moved to the C8 in 2020, they have a mid-engine, so this is the last year for the front engine. Last year, this is a M7. It's also a 3ZR, also a ZTK package, and we'll get into that a little bit more shortly. Last year for the 7-speed, as they moved to the C8, they're all automatics. The ZTK package has the high wing. That's the most noticeable feature on the ZTK. You also have the Michelin 2 Sport Cup 2 tires. That was a $3,000 option on the track package. You can see all the carbon fiber. The front spoiler here, it sits so low. We're in Pennsylvania, so you really have to be careful on these roads. You get afraid kind of driving this car somewhere, because that splitter alone is $4,000. Anybody who has these cars know that it's really easy to break and crack and kind of bust up. You have the carbon fiber on the hood with the big hole in the hood, which is really noticeable because the motor is so big. They had to do that in order for everything to fit. That motor is actually 52% more displacement than the 2019 Z06. You got 755 horsepower, and you know the car is an absolute beast on the track. They've compared them to cars that are $400,000 and more, and this car is outperforming those cars. At a sticker base model was starting around $122. This particular car with its options is $140,000. So we always get asked, what color is this car? It looks gray, it looks white, it looks blue, depending on how the sun is hitting it. This particular car is ceramic matrix gray. So there is 6 cars with the ZR1 that are, it's one of 6 in ceramic matrix gray with a stick and a ZTK. And we'll show you guys the documentation on that before the video is over. So that's how it breaks down to one of 6. Then it starts to break down with the carbon flash wheels, carbon flash mirrors, the cargo cover. It's also got comp seats. You can see the comp seats is a nice feature. And it's got the racing seats with the carbon fiber trim, and it's got the blue stitching, which I absolutely love, the blue stitching. It's got the carbon fiber steering wheel. You can see the suede and microfiber on there as well with the carbon fiber. And again, like I said, if I were to build this car from scratch, there's not one thing on this car that I would change. I absolutely love the color. I love the comp seats. I love the ZTK package, and the ZTK package was a $3,000 upgrade. And if you see some of the cars with the low wing, they do not have the ZTK package. This car really is a weapon. It's dangerously fast. You are never going to reach the full potential of this car if you're a normal driver. You really need to be a NASCAR race car driver and get this car on the track. 715 pounds of torque, and you feel it with that 6.2 liter supercharged motor. Again, 52% more displacement than on the Z06s, and the Z06s are a great car themselves. We said it was the last year of the 7-speed, last year of the front engine. So a lot of guys are thinking these cars are going to be highly collectible. You're starting to see them become harder and harder to find on the market, especially in a stick, especially low miles cars, because those are going to be the ones that guys are going to want to collect. And like I said, the car is really not for sale at all, but we do get calls on it all the time for people to give us offers to see if they can put it in their collections. 0 to 60, to give you guys some of the numbers on this car, is 2.85, runs a quarter mile in 10.6, and 0 to 100 in 6 seconds with the top speed of 212 miles per hour, which is actually destroying the numbers that the Ford GT put out. Again, we said that the cover of the hood is all carbon fiber. There's so much carbon fiber on this car. Everywhere you look, even the little scoops on the side here, on the fenders. The low wing is actually going to provide the top speed with less drag, but that high wing is going to add drag to give you some downforce. So the ZTK package is something that these cars are really known for, and I know a lot of guys like that package, and it's all depending on what you want, what your taste is. Do you like the high wing? Do you like the low wing? What are you looking for with the car? And we have pictures of this car with our GTO, with our Cobra, and those cars are white, and you can see the difference in color when it's next to those two cars. It's really hard to convey just how fast this car is. We've had, numerous cars before, Super Snakes, we had the 1LE, ZR1 Camaros. We don't do a whole lot with exotic stuff, but it really is hard to explain just how fast this car is and how much horsepower and torque is really there. And that's why it's a bargain. It's hard to imagine and say that a car is a bargain at $140,000 sticker price, but when you start comparing it to the cars that are foreign cars for prices that are 2, 3, 4 times as much money, it's absolutely a bargain for what you're getting for that price range. Because it's destroying cars that are 3 times as much as this one. The one knock on the car that you'll see, I'm going to pop the trunk here for you guys. Is the clearance. You see how close this is to the trunk. So in order to really put anything inside of the trunk, you need to get to the side, otherwise you're kind of coming over the wing. So if you get on the side, you'll see here just how tight that gap is between the trunk and the wing. And I mean, for a car that's got 750 horsepower, a Corvette, you do have some nice storage area in here. We still have our parts that weren't put on the car still in the plastic wrapped up. We have our original window sticker here, and you guys can see that the price on the car was $140 with its options, the base price of $120. You have the 3ZR package, and it goes into detail what exactly that was, and we'll show you guys right here. You have your memory package, you have your seat adjusters, power bolster, and power lumbar. The other option in these years were a 1ZR, so you didn't have these particular options. You had your seat buckets with Napa leather, luggage shade. You guys can kind of read down the list here. Suede, microfiber wrapped upper trim, curb view cameras, front trim, interior high gloss carbon fiber instrument panel, suspension, some are only Sport Cup tires. And it gives you the breakdown of the total at $141. We're going to start it up for you guys. You can hear the sound of that exhaust. And this one is actually cool. As you close the trunk and get it down to the bottom, because it is so hard to close, once you get it to a certain point, it will close itself. And you guys can see and hear that there. You guys can even see in here, it's got the targa top. So in 2019, that was the only year that the ZR1 ever had a convertible. But every ZR1 made had the targa top, which this will come off technically. Some people saying being a convertible. Nice carbon fiber in here. I love how the dash kind of turns towards you. It's almost like a spaceship cockpit. and it's so much fun. This car really is, and it's so much bang for your buck. I wouldn't want another car right now. If I had to trade it, I would definitely just want to keep this. So how did we get this car? We got this car on trade. We had a 2011 Super Snake, Kona blue with red stripes, one of one also, in a convertible with 850 horsepower. That car was really never supposed to be made. So this car I found, but it was a day late. So the car was in California, and I contacted the guy, and he said it was sold, and it's going to the East Coast. So we have a guy that we do business with in New Jersey, and when he said it went to the East Coast, I knew it had to be him, because he had me looking for ZR1s. In the summer, I was helping some dealers find these cars before we started buying them even ourselves, and we were selling them to the dealers, and I saw just how hot the cars were, so I said, we got to get a ZR1, and we were able to locate this one, but just a day late. Excuse me. So long story short, we were able to put a deal together for a trade, to trade the Super Snake and get this. And at the time, we didn't know that the car was one of one. Car was actually delivered. We had it. We asked our one buddy who runs a GM store dealership in Pennsylvania to run the numbers on it, kind of see what the options were on the car, and he got back with us and said, your car is one of one. And we said, how does that really break down to be one of one? So like I said, it's one of six in the carbon or ceramic matrix gray with a 7-speed with the ZTK. And I'll show you here as Jeremy comes around. We have one of six, it's highlighted, with ceramic, with the stick, with the ZTK, and the comp seats. So as you break it down further, it is one of two with the carbon flash wheels. And I really like the carbon flash wheels. I'm usually a guy who likes chrome, but on this car, I think it would look significantly different if it had chrome wheels. With all the carbon fiber, the carbon flash, it definitely looks the best with the carbon flash wheels. And then it further breaks down to the one of one with the cargo shade in the trunk, carbon flash wheels, and carbon flash mirrors. So kind of how I started the whole thing here is I wouldn't change a thing on it, being that it's one of one, and all those options break it down to be what it is. Love the color. I don't think I would want any other color. And the story of it is pretty neat of how we acquired it. We had no idea that it was what it was. We knew it was a 19 ZR1, which was very popular with the ZTK 3ZR package, stick, and comp seats. But as he went on, as we got it and we got the breakdown for it to be one of one, makes you like it even that much more.